Hello guys, good morning. I am Jason and I am a full stack developer, and for this day we will try to upload our WordPress project into Google Cloud Server. First of all, we need to open our Google Cloud. So here's my Google Cloud. So after that, we need to open our email for that Google Cloud Server. So we need to go to console for our project. This is my dashboard, guys. So in here I am using my first project. So we just create our test project or new environment. So test project, location, so we will just wait for our environment to finish. So here it is. Our environment is finished now. So we need to go to our VM instance in our compute engine, but we can use App Engine also, but for this tutorial I will use compute engine. So we need to go to our VM instance. So it's like a virtual machine inside the Google Cloud Server, guys. So we just wait here for a few minutes. So guys, after a few minutes our VM instance is ready now, so we can create a VM instance. So in here, guys, we need to type our VM instance name, so we just create a WordPress project. So we need to select our region. So in our case we are in Asia region, so we just select the Singapore, but you are open to select any of the region, so your server is fast. If you are in a Asia region, you must select Asia region so that the traffic is fast for you, for your server. So in this machine configuration, guys, we will just select the E2 generation CPU platform selection based on availability. So machine type, we just select a 2 CPU and 2 GB memory because our WordPress project is not a big project. But if your WordPress project is a big project, you must select a other series here, and also the 4 gig or 8 GB and so on. So we just need to select our boot disk. So in our tutorial here, we just select the Ubuntu server, but you are open to select other operating system for your project. So we use Ubuntu 18.04 LTS. So in this type, our boot disk is SSD, but we need to select a not SD, and then we can put 30 GB in our server hard disk. But you are open, guys, to select SD, but it costs much. So we need to allow the HTTPS and HTTP traffic in our firewall. So we just create it and we just wait, guys. Okay, so we just wait to finish this. So our VM instance is ready, so we need to connect to it. So we will connect to it via G-Cloud, but also you can use SSH through your computer to connect to this project. We will make a video tutorial about that, guys, later. So here's our Google Cloud instance. So you just hit enter, guys. So authorize. So first of all, guys, we need to update our repository, so the apt update and upgrade our softwares. So we just wait, guys. So it's finished, guys. So after that, we can create our own sudo user. So we need to log in as root first. So add user, so the name of your user you want. So in this case, I will just try to add Nginx user as a sudo user. So password, guys, so you need to type strong password for your sudo user, so that when you SH, the password is strong. But also you can use a SSH key to log in your server. So we just enter here and then yes. So yeah, we have a user, but we need to add it in a sudo user. So we just type user mod a capital G sudo and then the name of user, so Nginx. So exit. So we need to log in our user, Nginx. So it is. So how to know if our user is sudo user? So we just need to know it. So type your password and then sudo -b. Yeah, if nothing, if output is nothing, so means your user is a sudo user. But if your user is not a sudo user, you will see the output has an error. So move on, guys. So we need to install our server. So in our case, we need to install Apache Nginx Server, sorry, but we are open to use Apache Server, guys. But in our case, we will use a Nginx Server. So in order to see the update, we just copy our external IP and then paste it in our browser. So we have already a Nginx Server in our server, guys. And then we can see the version of our Nginx. Yeah, we use Nginx 1.4, and then we need to configure our firewall for our server. So we need to paste down our available application. So we have Nginx, OpenSSH, in order for us to SSH into our server. So we need to allow the OpenSSH for us to SSH in our server, guys. So we just type sudo ufw allow open SSH. Yeah, so the roles is updated. So we see here the status. So our firewall is inactive, so we need to enable it. Yes, UFW status. So OpenSH is allow, OpenSH version 6 is allow, but also we need to allow the Nginx, as you can see here. We need to allow this, the HTTP. But when we use the pre-SSL certificate, the Let's Encrypt, we need to enable this instead. So in our case, we do not use the Let's Encrypt, but I will make another tutorial video for that, guys. So we need to enable the HTTP, so we can check it. So our Nginx HTTP is now allowed in our firewall, so that is okay. So we need to check if all is working. So we need to check our Nginx is working properly, guys. So our Nginx is working properly, guys, as you can see, but we can restart it. So after restart, so our Nginx is working properly, guys. So after that, we need to install our PHP, of course. So we need to add repository to fetch the 7.4 PHP. So it's done. So after adding repository, we need to install the PHP. So we just need to type yes. We need to install other dependency. So yeah, we need to install that. And after that, guys, we need to restart our PHP FVM server. We need to restart our PHP FVM. So let's start to install the WordPress. So we just cd into temporary folder. So we just need to curl the latest WordPress project in here. Yeah. So after that, as you can see, we have the latest star is our WordPress. So we need to extract it. So we have, so yeah, so after that, if we see, This is the extracted folder. So we need to copy the config sample into our config. So after that, we just make a directory where our WordPress project live. So in our root user directory, we just create a code folder, but you can create any folder, guys. And then we need to cp our WordPress project in our temporary folder into this directory. So Nginx, and then the code folder. So yeah, so we need to check. So here's our WordPress project, guys. We need to adjust our server configuration. So first of all, we need to cd into Nginx directory to see the files there. So in this folder, the sites available, you can create the configuration here and then soft link here in the sites enable. But in our case, guys, we will not use it. Instead, we will use the conf.d folder. It's like the sites available and sites enable logic, but we just create here, and it's the same. But first of all, we need to unlink our default configuration here, the sites enabled. Sites enabled. So as you can see, the default is soft link here. The default file in the sites available is soft link here. Yeah, we just unlink it. We need to sudo and then check. Yeah, so we just unlink it. But in order to appear that changes, we need to restart our server, guys. But first of all, we need to check if our syntax in our configurations is good. So the configuration file is okay, but also we can check the configuration using -t, capital T. So yeah, these are our configurations. So yeah, we will just restart it. Start Nginx. So when you refresh our server, this might error because we unlink the configuration, but we need to create our own configuration, Nginx configuration, guys. So we just cd into the conf.d folder. So guys, we need to edit our configuration, the Nginx configuration. So we need to edit it. I have this the common configuration for our WordPress, and I will explain this later, guys. You just need to paste it, and here it is. So you need to save it. So if you want to save your changes, you need to type WQ and then enter. In my case, we need to save our changes, so we need to check it. So here's our configuration. So our root project is in here, the home Nginx code fat, but you are open to move your project anywhere in your server. And your server name, the first parameter is the name of the configuration, and then our IP. But in this case, we need to edit this because we need to remove the protocol. We just need the so by the way guys, this is it, 35.240.204.95. so we just need to save it. So after that, we need to test if our Nginx configuration is okay. So it's okay, and then we need to restart our changes. Reload Nginx. So we need to check if it's working. So error establishing a database connection. So we will try to create a separate SQL instance for that later, but I think we are good to create now the SQL instance. So we just need to move to the SQL here, then open in the new tab. So normally guys, we can install the SQL here in our VM instance, but it is safe to I mean, it's not safe, but it's a good practice to separate the SQL instance for your project. But you can install the MySQL here, and then you're good to go. But in most of the large projects, the SQL instance is separate. SQL Cloud Instance, we just create the SQL create instance. So so what SQL we need to use for this project? We need to use MySQL. So we need to choose the instance ID. So this is for test project DB. So the root password must secure. So you need to type the secure password for you guys. So since this testing, we just create a not very secure password. It's just 123456, but in your case you need to put a strong password here, and then the region is like the location of your instance. So we just need to choose the Singapore, then the MySQL version. We can use the 8.0, but 5.7 is more stable. So more configuration, we just accept the normal configuration here, and then click create button. That's it guys. So we just wait here. Instance is being created guys. So we just wait. So after a few minutes guys, our SQL instance is now created. So as you can see, we have MySQL 5.7, and then this is the chart of the CPU utilization. We can filter it, and then this important, the public IP, and this the connection name. So what we will do is link the SQL instance in our VM instance here, so that the SQL instance and the VM instance will talk to each other about the database connection. So if our VM instance is need the to query to the database, so he can request to this IP guys. So we need to follow the rules here. the instruction here to connect to the VM instance. So we need to just adjust our my video. So first we need to create instance. So we did it already. So to reserve a static IP, we need to go to the VPC network, guys. VPC network. So need to open it in other tab, and then take note of this IP. We just copy here. So here's our VPC network. So we need to add external IP address. So this is our instance, VM instance WordPress. And then the type must be static. We need to okay, we already did it. I mean here we need to do it, guys. Reserve a static IP address to make the type is to be static. Then we just create a name here, test. So we just accept the normal configuration, and the region, we need to select the Singapore, and this important, guys, attach to. So we need to attach this to our VM instance. This is important, guys. So we need to click the reserve button, and then we just wait. So after that, as you can see, it will create a external IP address that has static IP, and then we need to take note of the external address, and we will use it as a external address to our SQL, guys. And take note of this, guys. So after that, what is the next step? We need to open navigation to SQL connections, guys. And we need to add network, and we need to use this IP. So click done and save. So we just wait here, guys, to finish this saving. So the next step is to install MySQL client into our VM instance. So we need to connect to it, view through G-Cloud, hit enter. So we need to copy this with the apt update. So just trigger it, guys, and just copy it. So the next step is install MySQL client, guys, into our VM instance. So first of all, we need to copy this sudo apt get update to update the repository. So the next is here, install the default MySQL server. Just type yes. So after that, guys, after this, we need to test if our MySQL is connectable. So we need to test it using MySQL Workbench. So after that, guys, after this step, we need to create our user. To this, I just created this user here, your password, and then the database. We need to create a database for our WordPress project. So we just call it WordPress DB. So the char set is UTF-8, default collation, the default. So we just create it. So let's wait for that to finish. And database created, as you can see here. So we just need to test it. So we need to open our MySQL Workbench and add a connection. So WordPress. So the host name is, can you guess it, guys? So the host name is here our public IP address. So the port is the standard port for our SQL, and then the username, we need to use this username, guys, the username that we created. And then the password, in my case, is just 12345, but in your case, you need to put a strong password. We need to find our IP and add this to our connections. Done, and save it. So when it's finished, you need to test it again. It's successful, guys. So you need to check what is our table. So no tables right now. So we need to back again to this error. So since we already set up the SQL server for our project, we need to refresh this page. So it's not working, as you see. So we need to debug it, guys. So we just need to check our server first. Sudo nginx -t. So all is okay. So we need to check our nginx is working. Status nginx. So it's working, guys. So we just need to restart it. I just realized, guys, when we change our VPC network, the IP is just changed, so we need to update it. So error establishing connection. So guys, we need to update our configuration files in our WordPress project. So we need to cd and then edit it. So just need to edit the configuration file. So what is our database name? So database name is this. So we just need to copy it and paste it. So username, what username you will use to your database. So in my case, I will use this user. So we'll just paste it. The password. So your password again must secure. But since this is a test project only, we just need to create a not secure password. So the DB host, normally, if you install your SQL into your VM instance, you can type local host here. But in our case, we use the SQL instance of the Google Cloud, and we need to use the public IP of this SQL instance instead. So we need to type here and scroll. So you need to update here the auth key, but since this is a test, you can just ignore it. But if you upload your project in a real server and your project is not a test project, you must put a strong unique mm, unique keys here. uh, yeah, so we just need to save it. Yeah, so let's check if our changes is okay. So yeah, our changes is good. So we just need to check again here. So yeah, we have a WordPress site now in a Google Cloud. But also, if you have a domain name, you can just link it here in your Google Cloud. But we will have another tutorial for that later. For now, we just need to set up this. Site title is the WordPress test. Username, user, and then the password is 12345. Confirm. Uh-huh. And then install WordPress. Um, Valid email address. Okay. Sorry. Confirm. Yeah. We need to type our personal email here. So, guys, this is my email. So, if you have a questions or you want to connect with me, just email me here. We just need to install the WordPress now. So our user is here and the password is our password earlier. So we need to log in. So user and password 12345. So just remember me. Also guys, remember to subscribe in this channel so that you can notify when my other tutorials is out in YouTube. Yeah, I will make other tutorials like as I said earlier, I will connect this IP address to a domain, and other tutorials might come out in the few weeks few weeks time. So here we already have the WordPress. So we need to open this. So here it is. So let's try if it's working. So we need to add a post here. So add new post. So let's wait. So yeah, we need to add a JSON Miguel first post. So we need to publish it. So just refresh it. And then we have that. Jason Miguel first post. And we need to check if our database is saving that. So post. So yeah, this is our first post. So our SQL is working. So yeah, that's good, guys. So that is all for now, and we'll see you then. Thank you for watching, guys.